is Calvin Grimm. I am the chaplain for the Way Campus Ministries, and we're excited to be part of and working with ETSU and providing evenings and things such as this. And we are looking forward to having a great time over the next 3 nights. It'll be starting at 7 o'clock each night, and I think you will enjoy yourself tonight. You may hear some things that might pique your interest. You may have some questions, and I'm sure that Steve Groman would be glad to answer them afterwards, even discuss some things with you. But without any further ado, tonight we are pleased to present to you Steve Groman. He has traveled extensively for the last 15 years as a teacher and educator on the subject of creation. And I think tonight you will enjoy his presentation. And as he comes, could we just give him a hand of welcome?
All right. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Hey, I understand some folks came in and you think I'm a nutcase. That's okay. I understand probably some folks came in and think, okay, man, I'm glad we're able to do something like this. So, hey, whatever side of the fence you're on, that's okay. We certainly expect anything and everything. So, but, you know, I want to say something as we do get started, though. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. You know, just a lot of times people have heard about creation, but they've only heard of it from an evolutionist mindset. And so it's kind of nice to be able to present creation issues and such and the way we look at things and let people hear about it from a creationist, you know. And like when we're done, anybody in here can think I'm the nuttiest fruitcake you've ever come across. If you want to, that's fine. You wouldn't certainly be the first to think that, okay? But at least you had an opportunity to hear. And I want to thank everybody for coming out because I know you have other things you could be doing, you know, studying, basketball, soccer, volleyball, you know, movies, and whatever. So I really do appreciate the fact that you folks came out. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to have maybe a little short of an hour maybe of kind of presentation type stuff. And if you have some questions that kind of come to your mind, jot them down or whatever, and hopefully we'll try to have a little question and answer time a little bit later. But anyway, as we do get going though, I just want to kind of start off, you know. In this slide right here just kind of, in my mind, sums it up in the evolutionist camp anyway. New scientists writing here, they say, in the beginning, we still don't know what went bang and why the universe was set up to expand in this way, and the mix of ingredients, and it goes on and on and on and on. Now, the way I look at this, folks, you understand, I have several subscriptions from various science publications and have been receiving them for years and years and years. And oftentimes, some science publications come out weekly, some are monthly or whatever. And I've been tracking over the last number of years how many times what is being presented in these science publications and such don't agree, or they say they don't know. Well, it doesn't surprise me, I guess, is the best thing to say. But anyway, let's just move on. Now watch this. Now, there are often 2 ways to look at the exact same thing. Now, folks, there could be some folks standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon, and one looks out and says, wow, look what the Colorado River did in about 200 million years. And somebody else standing literally shoulder to shoulder right next to him looks over and says, no, this is what Noah's flood did in about 12 minutes. Now see, folks, everybody is observing the same crack in the ground from the same vantage point, even at the same time. But they will come to 2 totally different conclusions. And that conclusion is based on that person's worldview. And what a person believes will determine how they behave. You just really can't get around it. Well, let's just see how things are working out. A child who is convinced by an overzealous teacher that God doesn't exist because evolution is true is a person whose spiritual life and health have been irreparably damaged. And I would say that's a true statement. Folks, we've been teaching kids for 45 years in this country they're a bunch of animals. And for some reason, we're surprised when people act like animals. But it's just a natural outcome of what it is they've been taught, that's all. I find it amazing, really. Something really bad will happen somewhere across this country. And Time magazine writes one word across the front cover. Why? People just live out what it is they know, that's all. You can't get around it. Everything is in the Bible somewhere. I know some of you folks maybe believe the Bible. Some of you folks think the Bible is just a silly book written by a man. That's okay. But everything is in there somewhere. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But this issue certainly is. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Bad company will corrupt good character. You know, anybody can understand this. You can take 2 kids, a really good one and a really bad one, just leave them alone for a day. Which trait's going to rub off on which child? See, the little rascal will not come out an angel. It's going to be the other way around every single time. That's why it's important, the issues and such. Creation evolution is a whole lot more than just a science type of a topic. But anyway, I find this amazing. Scientific American, September 99. And during our meetings, I may even get into this tomorrow night a little bit. 1999 was a very crucial point in our nation's history concerning the creation evolution issue. I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, why that is and such. But Scientific American was writing about the issue during that time frame, okay? And Scientists and Religion in America. Now, I find this amazing. Science and religion are engaging in a more active dialogue and debate, but a survey suggests that scientists' beliefs have changed little since the 1930s, and top scientists are more atheistic than ever before, and it goes on and on. Now, I find this amazing. When in the evolutionist publications and such, they admit that the top scientists are more atheistic than they've ever been. Well, I would dare say that affects what they do. I dare say that affects the way they do what they do and the way that the things are presented as far as what it is they do. You can't get around it, you see. The worldview of a person matters. And that's why I would dare say we need to be ready as a Christian to preach the word. We need to be instant in season, just like the Bible says, and out of season. But nevertheless, let's take a look at this now. The Bible says here, knowing this first, there shall come in the last days scoffers. Now, folks, there are people that scoff at the Bible. A lot of times there are people that scoff at parts of the Bible. And the biggest reason they scoff at the Bible usually is because of their lifestyle. People really don't want somebody telling them, thou shalt not lie, steal, covet, commit adultery, bear false witness, any of that stuff. So what they do is they want to throw out the Bible and think they've solved the problem. Well, that doesn't solve the problem. Folks, ignoring the problem doesn't make it go away or get better. It only gets worse. You know, if your car is making a bad noise and the lights on the dash are on, hey, just tape over them so you don't have to look at them anymore, you know? You just solve that problem right there, right? No, actually, ignoring it is only going to make the problem get worse. It has to be addressed, or it won't get better. Now, Charles Lyell, one of the scoffers of the last day, Charles Lyell was an amateur geologist. He was a lawyer in Scotland. He lived back in the middle to late 1800s time frame, very crucial point in history and such. But nevertheless, Charles Lyell was also a bit of an inventor. In fact, Charles Lyell is the guy that invented this geologic column idea. In fact, this is a big earth auger. They have it painted up to make it look like one of these. It's pretty cool. But anyway, everybody's seen this kind of thing. You know, they've got it broken out into eras and periods and millions of years, the evolution of everything, plant and animal. Well, something about the geologic column that some of you may know, but most people are totally unaware of. There's only one place in the world you can find this geologic column, one place only. And that one place is in the textbooks. Outside of the textbooks, the geologic column does not exist. Interestingly enough, in many of the books that it's in, they even admit so. If there were a column of sediments deposited continuously since the formation of the Earth, the entire history of the planet could be reconstructed. Unfortunately, no such column exists. Here's another one, just another example. No single area Earth could contain a record of all geologic time. There is nowhere on the planet you can find this geologic column. It doesn't exist. Now, let me give you an example. Here's the distribution of the Permian strata. Everywhere you see the black, the Permian is not there. Here's another one I have in here, the Triassic. I have a slide for every one of these periods. And on any one slide, there's more black showing than white. Any one location on this planet, there's more missing than is found. This geologic column does not exist the way it's presented. Now, there's no question the Earth is made of layers of strata. Now, that's true, but the question is, what is it we're looking at here? Now, watch this. All out west in this country, man, look at this. These taxpayer-funded signs are stuck out on the interstate system, highway systems. This is 500 million-year-old rock, 225 million-year-old rock, 3 billion-year-old rock. This is 310 million-year-old rock, 270 million years old. I mean, these things are all over the highway systems out there. And people see it all the time. They've heard about that kind of thing, so they assume that it must be true because that's all they've ever heard. After all, it's on the McDonald's Happy Meal cups even, you know, it's everywhere. So they assume that it must be true. Well, take a look at what some of the textbooks say. Rock layers of different ages often are exposed to view. Generally speaking, the deeper a layer in the Earth's crust, the older it is. Okay, that not only sounds like it makes pretty good sense, that's actually good science. That's the law of superposition. It's true. The thing on the bottom was there first. Look, I did not put this little glass bucket of water here before this little napkin. This little napkin wasn't put here before this podium. This podium wasn't put here before this platform. This platform certainly wasn't put here before the floor. I mean, the thing on the bottom was there first. That's true. But the question is, how long did it take to do all of that? See, that's where the issue comes in. That's where the difference is right there. Now, watch this. Here's a little cross-section drawing of the Grand Canyon. It says the lowest numbers of the oldest, starting with 1, going up through 11. Over 1.5 billion years of Earth history are recorded here. Okay, wait a minute. Are there really 1.5 billion years of Earth history in the Grand Canyon? Now, there are some problems with that. The Grand Canyon exposes more of the Earth strata than any other place in the world, but less than half the geologic system are included. And much of what is there? There are gaps, and it's out of order and upside down. Folks, it's amazing to me. The one place on the planet that shows more strata than anywhere else in the whole world, more than half the whole system, doesn't even exist there. It's incredible. We're in North Texas, and at Polidoro Canyon, we can post a sign right here. More than 200 million years of geologic record between the Miocene and the Triassic Age are not present in the rock formations of Polidoro Canyon. Well, I would have a question. Why not? Where was all of North Texas for the supposed 200 million years of time? Folks, you understand, I've got hundreds